for all.
Radio for all.
You are now live with the Humble Prince on Sahara FM Radio. Yeah.
We're back live with the Humble Prince, Sahara FM Radio. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and thank you for tuning in, watching us on live stream, and listening to us on www.saharafmradio.com. Again, we'd like to hear from you guys. Number to call is 646-559-6640. And don't forget, I'm giving away 2 tickets to the Orishe Femi concert taking place Friday in Brooklyn. You got to follow me on Instagram and Twitter for that. Yes, I'm not doing this to give you guys the tickets because I like you guys. I need more Twitter and Instagram followers. So follow me for your chance to win 2 VIP tickets. But right now, we're joined by one of our sponsors, and Mrs. Mayowa-Kassim, and she's the, shall I say, the owner of the law firm, Mayowa-Bolanle, the law offices of Mayowa-Bolanle PC. Thank you. Ms. Mayowa, please, thank you so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. So, please give us a little, tell us a little bit about your law firm and some of the services you guys
Okay, we're
provide.
a general practice law firm.
Right.
We focus on immigration
Ooh.
primarily.
Good.
We
Huge.
do municipal practice, so DWI, real estate, trust and estates for making wills and making sure your family is well provided for.
Okay.
And we do some criminal as well.
Oh, wow. So, I noticed you mentioned DUI, and I just want to say real quick that you just don't cater services to just Nigerians.
No,
for everybody.
It's for
Right.
everybody.
Because I was going to ask, do Nigerians really get into DUI?
You'll be surprised what Nigerians get into.
Oh, really? But I know you have this client lawyer confidential, so we're not going to go into it. But I want to say, though, I know one of the biggest concerns that some of our people face, not just Nigerian, Africans and Caribbeans and everybody, and I might have joked about it earlier, but it's serious. It's immigration, with the visas and the law. But let me ask you something real quick, please, as a lawyer. The whole Ebola thing that's going on and everything.
Yes.
Is it lawful to say they have to ban and not give visas to West African countries? Is that against the law? Or is that lawful? Please, go ahead. What do you think?
Yes. To answer generally,
Right.
the thing is, a country has to protect its citizens, and they can take steps to do that. And if one of those steps is to prevent flights or limit people from certain countries, as long as there's an epidemic, although they're not currently using that word,
Right.
they're free within their rights to do that.
Wow. Okay. So everybody's jumping on Bill O'Reilly's case and everything. So maybe he does have a point. So yeah, I just want to take. So let's get back. So what are some of the mistakes that you think our people make when it regards to the visas and getting immigrations and green cards and everything?
Well, the primary thing that I've been seeing in the immigrant community, it's
Right.
not limited to certain countries.
No.
It's
Right.
immigrant community
Correct.
and Africans in general,
Right.
is that they go to the wrong people for advice. Before filing or taking steps to help loved ones and family members,
Right.
they seek out friends, family, neighbors, and go forward based on that advice. And the problem with that is, by the time they realize they've done the wrong thing, the damage has already been done, or they spent a lot of money,
right.
and they have to start over. Or they
Right.
go to people who are not licensed attorneys to help them file paperwork. And these people primarily do not give the right advice, or they do the wrong thing, and there's no way to go after them or make them accountable
Right.
when they're not on your papers as having filed papers for you.
Right.
So by the time people come to me, they've had they've had their applications denied, family members left outside the country.
Wow.
They're in removal proceedings, which is not an easy thing to be in, because by the time you get to removal proceedings, the government is trying to get you out of the country.
Wow.
So it's very important to seek out legal professional help and
Right.
advice. You don't have to retain an attorney, but you do need one to advise you on the proper course of action.
But so let me ask you something. How common is that within the immigration community?
Unfortunately, it's very common,
Wow.
because there's a certain perception that lawyers cost too much. And the way I tell my clients is, you need to do a cost-benefit analysis.
Okay.
Look at what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
Look at your earning potential over a lifetime in this country.
Right.
Look at what it means to have your family members here with you. Look at the lifestyle you're trying to maintain. Put a dollar amount on that, on what you're trying to achieve, and then compare it to what an attorney is charging to help you accomplish that goal.
Right.
And that helps you put it in perspective on, is this worth it?
Right.
As opposed to going to people who are not licensed, who, at the beginning, it sounds like, oh, they're much cheaper.
And they're selling you dreams, but you don't know
They're
taking
selling your
advantage
dreams,
of you.
they're taking advantage of you, they
Right.
do the paperwork in a haphazard manner, that even when you qualify, because things were not done properly, you risk being denied.
Right. But so I wanted to say that a lot of people go the back route. Like they come here, they know they just married somebody for their green card. They're not really in love with them, and then things goes awry. And I've heard of situations where some guys come here and they meet a girl. They pay them a lot of money, like maybe $10,000. So is that a better way to go? Like but rather than just going to a lawyer who could advise you and get it straight, because what happens in the long run is sometimes they fall in love with these girls, they have kids together, even though they know it's just like an arranged, how they say arrangee.
Yes.
But and again, some of these women know that what, as soon as this guy gets his green card, he's probably he's just gonna dump me, so let me take as much money as I can from him. So, and I see a lot of people fall victim to that. So what can they do? I mean, how can we do it the right way?
The problem with those kind of situations is
Right.
it looks good at the outset.
Right.
You just do this, you pay this money, and you get your green card.
Right.
It might be a faster way, but it's not worth it at the end. Because
right.
if whatever status you obtain, if you
Right.
obtain it through fraudulent means, it means that the government can come back and take it away from you and deport you from the country.
Right.
It means that the people who benefited through you
Right.
can lose their status too. And people don't realize. There was a case recently in the news. It was an assemblywoman. This is somebody that was elected, an assemblywoman in New York State, who married someone to obtain her status. It was a
Right.
marriage of convenience back in 1996.
Wow, we're talking
This
almost 20
year,
years.
yes, this year she's an assemblywoman, elected official. She's accomplished so much. She was just sentenced to a year in jail because of that.
Wow.
So it's better to go the sometimes longer route, an honest route. It might be more difficult initially, but at the end of the day, you know that you're secure. You're not watching over your shoulder for years to come.
Right. Wow. So unbelievable, man. So it's just better to do it, because if you don't pay now, you're going to pay later.
Exactly,
It's better to
so-
just do it the right way. So I know we've covered immigration. That's what. So like you said, GUI. Are there any other
Yes.
services? Is there anything else you'd like the people to know, please? Right.
We do real estate.
Okay, good.
So if you're trying to buy or sell a home,
Right.
there are issues that need attorney representation.
Good.
Municipal court, there are
Good.
different things in the municipal court. It's not just traffic tickets, there are misdemeanors, domestic violence, such issues that
Right.
people do not like to talk about, but
Right.
people often end up in the situations that need attorney representation.
They do. Right.
And trust, wills, you need to take care of your family.
True.
When you don't have a will, what you're essentially saying is, God forbid, if something happens to you,
Right.
the government gets to decide what happens to your children.
Ooh, that's. Ooh.
So the best thing to do is, people think of it, especially in the immigrant community, as a morbid thing to do.
Right.
But when you make a will, you make sure your family is provided for. And maybe that cousin, that sibling that you hate the sight of each other,
But
doesn't get to be the person that takes care of your children, your family,
Right.
what matters to you. It's a
Exactly.
way of providing for your family.
right. That's fantastic. I know you didn't mention divorce.
Well,
Divorce is high in the Nigerian community now.
we like to think that because of our culture,
Right.
it doesn't happen to us.
What?
But
It happens.
it's something that really happens.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed in my practice is,
Right.
especially with the women,
Right.
they don't get representation in divorce. They just agree to, because they don't want to be seen as this difficult woman,
They don't want that stigma on them.
or because of the church's position on divorce. They think that if they don't actively participate in getting their rights or
Right.
fighting for their rights in court, that it's a better situation. And what happens is, after all is said and done, and difficulties happen later, that's when people come to me. And when the divorce order is set, you have limited options to get that order changed. So the
Wow.
best time to seek attorney representation is while the divorce is going on.
Right.
Get
Early.
attorney advice, get advice on what your rights are, especially when you have children.
Exactly.
You need to go to court and fight for your children's rights. Because if you agree to something and say this is what the person that's trying to divorce you is obligated to,
Right.
it takes a lot
Yeah.
to get a judge to change that order after the fact.
Exactly. And, like I said, it's better to do things early and do things the right way.
Yes.
No sentiments. And if you're not happy in your marriage and you need to get a divorce, just go with it. But you have, there are things within the confines of the law that, benefit you. So put the church aside, man. Put all sentiments aside. You got to take care of yourself and everything. So, Bolanle, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Please, if there's anything else you'd like the people to know, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure to be here.
Fantastic.
You can just check out my website, www.mayowalaw.com. Mayowa Law is MAYOWA law.com.
Right.
And if you reach out to my firm, if it's not something that we cover, we can always refer you to
Exactly.
other attorneys or connect you to the Bar Association for wherever you're located, your county, your state, and
Right.
show you which way to go.
So I just want to say, I know you're primarily in the New York and New Jersey area, but whoever, because we have listeners worldwide. So if you need any kind of legal consultation, any kind of advice, please reach out to her. Like they said, she's honest. If she can't help you out, she'll definitely, you guys will definitely point them in the right direction. So again, Bolanle, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You see, I was serious because,
Yes, you were.
we were loyal. Like I was telling people, like during the when we were preparing for the show, I was, trying to crack some jokes, man. You serious. So, hey, had to get serious. Again, please go to their website, www.mayowalaw.com. That's MAYOWALAW.com, and there you can find more information about the law firm, and they're ready to help you out. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by the callback segment with Adiola, and we also have a relationship segment coming up with Dolakwa Didakwa after that. You guys are going to want to stay for this, man. This is fun. We'll be right back, live with the Humble Prince.